Okay, to change it up a little bit, I thought I'd just make a quick video this time. So you can see actually the piano here that I'm working on. And I was with one of the librarian staff and asked her about whether the books on weather were in the vicinity. And luckily for me, they were quite close because I was getting a hazelnut coffee and I was thinking about Hurricane Hazel and about hurricanes generally. And I found this book. She touched it, and then I said, oh, that one, fine. And it says Thunder and Lightning, Weather, Past, Present, Future. It's by Lauren Redness, and she's also the author of Radioactive. You can see there's a cute little bug there. See a little cute little bug. And that's by, what press is it? Let's just have a quick look. Random House, New York. Oh, yay. Here's a beautiful bright sun. There's the sun right there. All right, for J set. Oh, for J and S and T. For J and S and T. Okay, let's go. Woo! Here. Oh, whoops. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh, dear. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to read, and I'm just going to play piano a little bit. Well, no, I'll just focus on something interesting for you. There's the door. Okay. Svalbard's world on Svalbard is tightly circumscribed. Roads from long year by-in center dead end just outside the settlement. Beyond the winter darkness and cold, mobility is further restricted by the polar bears. Anyone leaving the small settlement area is advised to carry a gun. Svalbard is not bothered by these constraints. She is focused on work. I don't think about outside, she says. The polar night or the midnight sun, it doesn't make a difference. I don't think about the sun coming up or not. I concentrate on work. On her days off, she cleans houses. Suwana Borabun allows herself one complaint about her life on Svalbard. She doesn't like Norwegian food. It has no nutrition. She recoils at the mention of classic Arctic fare, whale meat, reindeer, seal. In her kitchen, there's an enormous chest freezer, the kind you would find in a New York City bodega, holding varieties of ice cream. Svalbard is filled with frozen shrimp and spring roll pastry dough and dozens of other ingredients for Thai dishes. In the adjoining room, a small foyer, are bags of potting soil from the local market. In the summer, I grow Thai herbs and spices on the windowsills, she says. She opens a Ziploc bag containing seed packets and shuffles them out over the sofa cushions, coriander, mustard seed, sweet basil, soy, morning glory, dill. Her family sends the seeds from Thailand. These plants could never take root outside, but they thrive indoors, photosynthesizing all night under the midnight sun. I can always eat Thai food, Svalbard says. There you go. And look at the beautiful illustrations on this page. It's just gorgeously done. All right, so let's look at a little bit more at the front to see a little bit more about this interesting book. Oh, chapter 1 is called Chaos. And there's cold, rain, fog, wind, heat, sky, dominion, war, profit, pleasure. Ending with acknowledgments. And here's a beautiful photo. Oh, you just have to see this book. This is a really gorgeous book. Really gorgeous book. Eskimos believe that your eyeballs travel when you sleep, which is why you can dream of faraway places. So reported Arctic explorer Vladimir Stephenson in 1921, when I pointed out that some sleepers have their eyes partly open with eyeballs visible. They asserted that such people would not be dreaming at the time. Okay, all right, so let's just close this now, and I want to tell you a story about this is why I was kind of thinking about hazelnut and hazels, and then I was thinking about hurricanes because I was angry because I met a girl on the street from from Toronto, and she was telling me the story of some human trafficking going on in our very own country here in Canada, and I was so appalled. And she said to me that down some of the areas in Toronto, and she has reported this to the police. So I'm leaving it to the police because I trust them and I know it's their job and they're going to get that done. And I'm not a citizen police person, but certainly if anything bad happened, I try and bail you out. But this one is for the compos'n, and since she has reported it to them, I do expect they're going to do it because they have the resources, they have the skill, and I did see here before when Durham police went together with some of the international police, we ended up closing down a whole trafficking ring. So yay, police. And sometimes they don't get enough credit for what they do. So I wasn't going to go in as a citizen. Her and I were kind of talking about going in there and freeing this little girl and make it stop. And then we realized that really maybe we were overstepping our job. As much as we would love to do that, and we were incensed with rage, and we just wanted to make it stop. Then I was thinking about it at home while I was, making a little dinner and having a cup of coffee, and I thought, what am I doing? We have police officers. We have a highly trained policing system here. Why? And they already have enough trouble. Like we often are very hard on them and critical naturally. So I thought, why the heck would I go do that when they're perfectly capable? So I want to say, get out there, police officers. Thank you. And I'm clean up that mess, that trafficking shit. Oh. Because, please, we just can't have that in our country. And I expect the government, Mr. Trudeau, that you're going to fully back that. And in the province of Ontario, the city, good old Mayor John, you're going to look after that too, right? You're going to make sure that gets done. I am confident in you because I think that, you know your job. You know it. Because you don't want citizens running around with little cameras in their eyes trying to catch these people when you don't need us. You don't need us. I think you can do it. So anyway, I'm dedicating this song to a hurricane, which is the mood I feel when I hear anything about children being trafficked. Then I want to just, if I had the power, but I don't, I'd call on a hurricane to take out that part of the population that does that to children and women. But obviously you can't direct a hurricane, obviously. But it just makes me mad, and I'm very in touch with nature and the power of nature, and I really wish I could yield that right down there on that. Zap that person, zap that one, zap them. The lighting. There we go. Get that one right there. That's the one that's trafficking. Then I'll go zap that person right there. Wouldn't that be a tool? Wouldn't that be a resource? And I'd be forever. Thank you, forever. Because I was reading in the other book yesterday that we need to decrease the population. There was this whole theory on green and how we were being all convinced about theory of green and how it was an illusion. And I actually read the part where they start to say, well, actually, we have to decrease the population. And I'm not saying, don't randomly kill people or anything, but it was referring to not having as many children. And I'm thinking, what the heck? We can't do that. So if your population is managed, basically, was the idea, then your economy is managed, your environmentalism is managed. And so they were talking about the idea, of course, of using condoms and IUDs and all those things, because it helps the whole planet when you have kind of a family plan. So that was really what they were talking about in this book about actually environmentalism. So that was really interesting. All right, so now on the phase of thunder and lightning, let's call this a hurricane. I'm just gonna put this here. I don't know if you, sorry, I've got it on there. Okay, I don't know what you're looking at. Here, let me just hang it from here. Just give me a second here. I'll figure this out. This is the new part. New in here. Okay, because I get bored and then I have to make something else up. Sorry about that. Wish I could be more resistant. Oh, okay. Can you see? What do you see? Let me just see what you're seeing. Oh, there. I think that's all right. Here comes the storm. That was a pretty wild storm, wasn't it? Okay. All right, so I'm going to just turn this off now. I hope you enjoyed that.